So I'll log into this account right here, and I just hear this crazy, beautiful, majestic background music. It's probably copyright, but like, this gotta be like top 10, top 15. That's gotta be copyright. Anyways, it is I, or expert. Hello. We are doing an account review. We are on Seal Storm's account, one of my guild members. He won this little lucky draw, and now it's his time to shine, okay? Going into this account with no knowledge, 130 is already crazy to see. I'm not even gonna lie, because 150 just came out, and you should already be 140 way long ago. But you do farm a lot of gold from the looks of it, and your gyms are looking pretty. So I hope you got Tristan, or you're summoning on Tristan currently. I don't know. We'll see how that goes when we get there. Now, going into it, Seal Storm, he has a few requirements, obviously, just as everyone usually does. But the lore, the background of the story, the background of this account, okay? He's been playing since release. He's a day one player. Excuse me. And speaking of which, we can check and see how many days he's logged in. But he says he's a day one player, and he's been playing on and off for the entirety of the game. But he probably genuinely has around 6 months of actual playtime out of the 5 years this game has been out. So, before I, slide over, let's go look at his, Derriere, cool. 34! So we just lying. So we just lying into my face. So we just lying to my face. I mean, actually, okay. 6 months of actual playtime. I mean, that's like 130, and you have 500 days logged in. So yeah, we just lying in broad daylight. It's fine though. It's fine. It's fine. It's perfectly normal. But anyways, we'll get to the bottom of it. Don't worry. Don't you fucking worry. But he is a dolphin spender. He puts a lot of money into collabs, and he's a big time hoarder. That's what I'm coming into with this knowledge. But the things he wants help with are Hero Arena and Demonic Beasts and Demon King teams. Those three things right there are the things he needs help with the most on this account. So that's going to be explained towards the end. So be sure to sit back, relax, and enjoy the video. And until then, let's go ahead and check out what we got going on here. So let's see what we are working with. Okay, 8.2 million. That's not horrible considering you quote unquote have 6 months of game time and 500 days logged in. So yeah, the math is sort of there, I guess. But I already see your TAing characters at 8 mil. Don't do that. It's a waste of materials. Completely a waste of materials, actually. You need to get your LRs. You only have 2. You need to get your LRs. Like, what is this? 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 LR coins wasted when you don't even have 5 LRs. It's crazy. You have 1. And you have what? 122 total? Yeah, bro, you're throwing. Okay. That's besides the point, though. 8.2 mil as 6 months. This isn't horrible. I've seen worse. So I can understand this. I'll give you a 6 for CC. A 6 is kind of fine for that, just to get that out of the way here, because it's not a bad CC for 6 months in. Most people have like 10 mil at this rate, but a lot of people would probably be sitting where you are right now if they don't just play casually. So this is perfectly fine. And moving on here, let's go ahead and just check here right now for Beatrice, because I need to move that on the rubric. You do not have Beatrice. That's super unlucky, bro. Super unlucky. We're gonna give that a 0, obviously. If you don't own her, you don't get points. Now, let's go ahead and see who you don't have in total. Let me go ahead. I'll do view all later, depending on what we're looking at here. Oh my god. You have a lot of yellow star or non-yellow star characters. Like a lot. Are any of them actually usable? There's a decent amount. Jesus, sorry, I keep having to mute my mic because I've got something in my throat. This shit does not feel great. It's like phlegm or something, I don't know. But yeah, your stars aren't looking that great, bro. And then you have a lot of decent little 60 characters down here. Blue Freyr, Varghese, Tristan, but you have to do Tristan, so he sucks. Green Tier, Percival, yeah. Gother and Sabnak, you don't have built. You don't have, yeah, you're throwing. You're throwing. Now I see why you don't have a Demon King comp. You need to build Gother. Why are we sitting on this? But let's see. Who do you not met? Skull's a good one. Demon King, Blue Valenti. Everyone else is kind of up in the air so far. Summer Gelda, Red Droll, Green Hell. Yeah, but everyone, Blue Easton. Everyone else here is fodder. So you're missing a lot of like currently released characters. Now here's the problem with this, right? I read this list out and I don't see Loki. So you have Loki. Why the fuck did you summon on Loki when you don't have a giant team? Why would you do that? Why did you waste gems? Did you, please tell me you put him like first multi or something with a free multi or something? He is utterly, completely useless for your account if you don't have Scold or Red Droll or, you know, a giant team. Why did you do that to yourself? Strange choice of banners to choose to summon on. Yep, here it comes again. Jesus, okay, I hope that helps. Yeah, don't know why you did that, but your characters overall, the ones you're missing, they're pretty good for current day. But let's see what you're working with here as your account is currently going. So by combat class, Tristan is your highest CC character. That's interesting. Is he duped out? I'm very curious to see that. 77. Is he duped out, bro? Did you 6-6 this man somehow? I'm curious. Yeah, you did. You 6-6'd him. Damn. Okay, W mans. 6-6, bought his cosmetics. Maxed out most of them, but you're working on it. Okay. Yeah, your Tristan's gonna be hyper carrying your account for sure, bro. Getting him 6-6 is crazy. How many rotations did you do? I'm very curious on that. But let's see. What about your Millum here? Was he 1-6? 1-6? Okay. And then, yeah, okay. Sung Jinwoo's up there. What about you? So you said you went on collabs. So you have 6-6 Sung Jinwoo, which is crazy. Really good stuff. You have 6-6 Tristan, so you're chilling. I'm assuming your Shadow is up there. 5-6 Shadow, okay. And then, like, yeah, most of your collabs are your highest geared characters. So let me just look. Like, okay, 4-6 or 3-6 Cha? Yeah, 3-6 Cha. 2-6 Alpha. Lancelot. 6-6 Beta. Darkness 1-6. Yeah, you're chilling. Albedo 3-6. Yeah, you definitely know how to choose your banners, that's for sure. Okay, let's look at your combat gear. Attack crit? What the fuck? Why? Wait, ooh, attack crit defense for what? She doesn't need crit defense. Her crit defense is already pretty decent. I mean, sure. At that point, you should have just did crit resistance gear. That would have made at least a little bit more sense. Or lifesteal gear. That would have made way more sense. Or defense gear for CC purposes. But sure, we can do crit defense. Let's see what else we got going on here. Why are we building attack defense on Saria? And like characters like Margaret, these are support characters. This is a support character. He should not have. Oh, I see the problem. Whose gear is this? Derriere? What the hell? That's very random. It's coming. Oh my god. Okay, but yeah, Derriere is very fucking random. So now I have to go down that rabbit hole. Why does he have Derriere gear? Oh my god. Like, okay. That's super weird, but you know what? Go for it, pal. I really don't know what to make of that. I'm gonna be honest. That's very strange. But yeah, you have a lot of attack crit sets here, which isn't horrible. These are DPS characters, you put them on. Benny Morrow does not need attack crit anymore. Give them man HP defense. Okay. Nothing outlandish though. Latte doesn't have gear. That's an L. Blue Belly doesn't have gear. Okay. Percival doesn't have gear. Okay. But everyone attack crit on Death Pierce is crazy. Again, he's a support character. Same with Chandler. Why are they on attack crit? Scotty, Lilia, these are support characters. Give them HP defense. What are we doing? And then a lot of your box is not geared, obviously. This makes perfect sense. But let's see. How far does the rabbit hole go? So you have 1, 2, 3, 4. You have 4 sets that aren't completed. Okay, at least you gave them gear in some way, shape, or form. And then you also put their 2-piece gear in the middle 2 slots. So at least you did the bare minimum for these characters. And they aren't just literally like auto-equipped nonsense in the slots. So this is easily like a fine account. There's nothing wrong with this so far. But like, yeah, the only thing I can say is change that attack crit sets off of these outdated characters and give them HP defense. They have no reason to use it. That's like the only big thing so far. But okay, there's nothing horrible about that. Let's go to ult levels. Since you have like 6-6 Sung and shit like that, I'm very curious to see what your ults look like on this account. What are your 6-6 units? Sigurd, okay. Okay, Camilla's good. 6-6 Camilla good. 6-6 Megumin, you're a disgusting human being. That's really crazy. Okay. 6-6 Tristan, W. 6-6 Sung Jin Woo, Beta, Eliotis, Thor. You don't have LRDN, but that would be good. Tier is also pretty solid. And then that's about it for your 6/6 escapades. No, you got some good 6/6 characters. And then 5/6 as well. Shadow. Shadow. Oh, and Sariel, I guess. Sariel's pretty good. So yeah, your account's not horrible. For 8 mil, this could be worse. I've seen worse. And a lot of those 6/6 characters are very usable in today's meta. Yeah, you're good, bro. You're sitting pretty so far. Let's go ahead and keep it pushing. Everything else seems a bit sane and fine. Okay, yeah, you're good. Okay. Your gear's looking good. I already know your holy relics are cooked. I mean, we can just go through it a little bit, but yeah, I already know that's cooked because you already said you don't know how to do the demonic beasts, so you're gonna have to walk through that at some point. Your ultimate levels are good. Your affinities probably, yeah, that makes sense. They're fucking cooked. You should probably do affinities. What about your passives? You have all your passives unlocked? It looks like that is a yes, except for Gother and no, just Gother. So you just hate my nigga. Okay, cool. And then everything else is fine. Okay. So when it comes to units, I'll honestly say you got a good team of characters on your account to the point where you can do a decent amount of content. Can't do everything because you are missing some pretty important characters like Blue Valenti, but you do have enough to complete 90% of the content in the game. So for your team, 90%. Honestly, I'm gonna go ahead and give you like a. It would make sense to give him a 9 out of 10, right? It would make sense. Like he can low key no diff a lot of PvE content. Yeah, he'll get a 9 out of 10. Like his units are really good. He chose the 6/6 the right units. He's doing really well so far with this specifically. So it's only fair that he can get the 9 out of 10, which is very high. I know it's very high because he's missing like, you know, the Scold, the Demon King, the Droll, which is okay, the Hell, but these characters aren't make or breaks for what he has instead of what he doesn't have. Because he doesn't have Hell, that's cool. You can always use Green Tier, right? He doesn't have Red Droll, that's cool. You can always use Matrona, right? He doesn't have Scold, that's cool. Just don't use giant teams, you know? He has to have Demon King, that's cool. He has the Goddess team to lay back on with Tristan. So like, only character that he really is suffering from missing on his account is Blue Valenti. Everyone else is like, they're substitutes, you're fine. So yeah, genuinely 9 out of 10. You're fine, you're chilling. Because the demon teams aren't that great right now anyway. You're perfectly fine. And since we're here, let's see what your constellation is. At 8.4, you're almost done with this, but you're not done quite yet. So you're gonna have to get the 4 points for your constellation. You couldn't get the 5, but that's okay, buddy. We all make our own choices. All right, let's move on now to the teams of this whole shindig. So going into the team story, that's not a story team. That's like a I'm building these characters team. What the fuck is this? Where are you at in the story? Hold on. No, 94 of 4 nights. Yeah, nigga, what? You're not using that team for story. What is that? Anyways, I'm just gonna acknowledge that didn't exist. Let's keep going on. Bond team. I mean, that's cute. You know, OG Purgatory Bond team is always fun. It's doing nothing in 2025, but sure. Your farm team, I would agree, except for this isn't an LR Brunhild. Tier is pretty good. King is okay. You have Sabunak though, so I would recommend removing Brunhild for Sabunak until you get LR Brunhild. King can stay. King is fine, but Sabunak has faster AoEs than both or all of these characters actually. So yeah, get Sabunak on there as soon as possible. And then with your backline, do you have Red Liz? I think that is the Liz you were missing. Yeah, that's the. Oh no, you have blue one. Yeah, so use the blue one. Get their relic. Use the blue one, and then easy base stat increase. Because the relic from Liz is also way better than using Ragnarok Bond. So yeah, let's just go ahead and throw that on there. Go for her relic as soon as you can. Farm 2, sure, I guess. I don't know what the hell I'm looking at, but okay. Konosuba, sure, that works. Free use stages, go for it. That doesn't matter. Beast 1. Beast 1. You mean demonic Beast 1? Like so Rasvelger? Beast 2? No, I have no idea what you mean now. If you were talking about demonic beast, I would imagine like 1 to 5. But now you have 1 and 2. I have zero idea what this means. Affection, that's fine. Gold team, again, you have like 4 different teams. You don't need this, so that's irrelevant. Hero Arena 1, this is a fair team. It should still be doing good damage here, but we'll check on it as we look at what you're sitting for CC. Hero Arena 2, that is an abomination. There's no way you're running this team. This team is ass. That's a team of all time. Okay. Hero Arena 3, this is it works. It does work. There might be better options because the fairy team's kind of outdated for this hero arena specifically. So that's probably not doing too good. PvP 1, okay. And then PvP 2. You're not running this team in PvP. You're just not. You're not running either one of these teams. I don't know what PvP you playing. Might be in fucking Masters or something, but you're not running either of those teams in current day PvP. So these are severely outdated. But we move. What do you got for Red Demon? Standard stuff, that's fine. Sure, that works. Should, I think. And then yeah, Alex, that's fine as well. Belmoth, sure. Yeah, that works. And you don't have an Endura team because that makes sense. You do have Blue Freya and you do have King, you just don't have MLR. So you can remake a Endura team. You have both the units and you also have Alpha and Beta. So you're chilling. You can do it. Just LR King. So you have a decent amount of LRs that you're missing as well. So you need to get Brunhild and you need to get King if you want to do Endura. But that'll be for another time. But you know, just since we're here, if you do end up doing LR King, your team is obviously going to be King, Alpha, Beta, and Lancelot. Well, Beta won't be in the front. Beta would be in the back, but Lancelot. This will be your team. You just need to LR this man. And if you want to use the Blue Freyr comp, it'll be Blue Freyr, Sung Jinwoo, Beru, and Nanashi. Or whatever subslot you want. Thor for CC purposes if you want. But yeah, this will be your team. You should probably LR King as soon as you can. I think he'll be important for you. Because Endura is not a bad demon. He's easy essay coins, you know? And free essay coins at the same time. So don't sleep on Endura. Don't sleep on Endura. Your PvP team, you're using Goddess comp. That's fine. That's not true unless you're in gold. And then, yeah, that's cool. Okay. So your teams overall in your page, it's not horrible. A lot of them, well, not a lot of them, like 3 or 4 of them are the same relatively, and they do the same job. And a few of the fairy comps are just useless because they don't do shit anymore. But your teams aren't bad. They're also not amazing because I had to change a few up. But they're not bad. So I'm going to give you a 6 for teams. I think that's very fair for what I saw and what I should recommend for like changing that shit. But I'll give you a 6. So now let's go ahead and move on to your PvP. We're gonna go ahead and see what's going on here. And your game is automatically running towards geared. So are you actually playing geared right now? Let's see. What are we looking at here? Yeah, you're gonna go to 5. That makes perfect sense. So yeah, you get 0 points for geared. I'm not surprised. You're not running this team in anything higher than gold. So yeah, this makes a lot of sense. And let's see where you are in champ. Champ 5. Okay, so as the rubric states, if you're in champ 5, you get 5 points. And if you're in gold 5, you get no points. So for PvP, you get yourself a solid 5 points for PvP. But that's not bad. That's not bad. It could easily be worse. You could easily just not play PvP like the last guy. We don't talk about that. But it's fine. So now let's move on to this last category before we get into what you actually need help with. Because genuinely speaking, this isn't a horrible account. There's nothing wrong here. There's just a lot of like little small things that you need to work on. So let's see exactly what you have. You said you're a big hoarder. So let's see how hoarder you can get. And so far, it's looking kind of lackluster, I'm gonna be real. Like, you're not hoarding anything important. Except for this need hogger token, I guess. But everything seems relatively decent. Yeah, hoarder, he says. I mean, I guess True Awakening coins. Or True Awakening crystals. Sure. But yeah, 45, that's not even a character. 800, that's, you know, average. 40 of these is kind of crazy, though. I'm not gonna lie. You should probably roll your constellations. But then again, I don't think you can roll until you get to 6. Or 5. I don't remember where you unlock the first constellation rolls. So this makes sense to have a decent amount of those. Again, 200 hammers is kind of crazy for hoarding, but it could be worse. You could have 2,000 like I do. 50 engraving stones. Again, that's not even a character. I wouldn't consider this hoarding. And then you have negative crystals. Most people are sitting at 1,000. You're not even half of that. So again, not really hoarding. Everything seems pretty standard stuff. I don't know what hoarder you're doing. You must be the one-use items, because there's nothing important or impressive that I'm seeing right now. So let's see what your one-use is looking like here. You have your cards, cool. You need to open them for the card set for Tristan. It's his best card set. You have a free multi. Don't forget to use it. You have a free multi. Everything is like, okay, ill. Okay, the more I scroll, the more I want to kill myself. Hoarding cards like this, it's the weirdest kink of all time. I'm not a fan of it. I'm just not. I don't care. You have your boxes here. So yeah, you have your free gear sets. So you're just like me. Nothing wrong with that. I do the same shit, but I'm like running low because I'm actively using them per new character. But yeah, this isn't horrible. Having 30 of these is crazy work though. I'm not. You missed out on 3 free multis. Yeah, hoarding these tickets are weird as fuck to me, but whatever. You got a Stranger Things ticket? Yo, that's fucking hilarious. I guess I should probably take a peek into your collabs because I didn't actually see who you have. Because you've been playing since day one, so this makes sense for you to have a Stranger Things ticket. Which technically, if you were to ever sell this account, this ticket specifically would probably boost your account's worth a decent amount. Granted, you don't have shit to prove this, but you know, it's there, it exists. So let's see here. Anything else? I mean, yeah, again, 700 isn't that impressive to me. You got a lot of, Jesus Christ, the stamina pots are crazy. 900 is nuts. I fuck with it. That's pretty good. And you still not even have max storage. So a real storage hoarder would have max storage. This isn't even barely close. And then yes, this checks out. You're a gold farming fanatic. This makes a lot of sense to me. And then a lot of hoarding materials here and there. Yeah, sure. If you say so, go for it. Yeah, nothing too impressive except for these. I like these little disaster medals. I mean, genuinely speaking, yeah, this storage isn't that impressive. Hoarding all you want, there's nothing of value in your hoarding. You're hoarding the wrong shit. Nigga, you're hoarding crystals that are outdated, tickets that can't be used. This isn't hoarding, this is just mismanagement at that point. So genuinely, just looking at your actual ingredients, you barely have enough to make one character. This is like low-key bad. Low-key, this isn't good storage. So I'm gonna let me think about this one. Because again, on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 for storage being you actively using your materials, and you're not like hoarding on to the important shit when you know you can use them. 1 being you have way too much shit in your inbox for how low your box CC is, right? So I'm gonna have to give him somewhere between a 5 and a 10 because he's not over hoarding anything important. And then I'll go with a 7, I think. No, I'll go to 6. I'll drop it a little bit. I'll be a little bit more lenient towards, you know, the negativity of it all. I'll give you a 6 for storage. I think that is very much appropriate. Reason is because, again, you're hoarding, sure, but you're not hoarding important shit. Let's be real here. And now for the final push for this account review. Let's go ahead and head on back. He needs help with, again, Hero Arena teams, Demon King, and Demonic Beast battles. So that's 3 things. So he can potentially get 3 more points depending on what I'm looking at here. So let's start with Hero Arena. What challenges are we doing? We haven't done it this week and you have a day left. Okay. Well, we're gonna have, I think you have 330 with CC food, so I doubt you're going first in champion. So I'm just gonna choose master because you can't use links in champion. But just in case, let's just make one of these champion to see if we can actually like, or I'll make 2 of them. That's fine. What are we looking at here? For master difficulty, 330 with links. Yeah, you should be fine going first in champion then. Maybe. Let's look. Maybe you could do 3 champions. Maybe you can do 3 champions. Let me see. 316. Yeah, you can easily push for champion, bro. Just build the characters out a little better. Like, he has no stats. So I don't know what the fuck you did with your Sid. Like, what, HP? Yeah, he still has shit rolls. So yeah, just roll his attack. He'll be good. Attack crit, 15% rolls. Okay, so that's fine. You can't do nothing with that. And then roll her defense pieces. I don't know why they are not rolled. Yeah, just roll their pieces and you can easily hit 320 and go first. But, this team is ass for current Hero Arena. Because once you get to like Lancelot or Sung Jin Woo or Mazino, this team's getting obliterated. It just is. Unfortunately, that's the power creep of it all. So, for, you know, let me look at your other 3 teams to see what I'm working with here. So for starters, that team is just not good anymore. It's outdated. In 1 season, I know. This team is horrible. What the fuck is this? Why are we using Escanor when you have a 6'6" Sung Jin Woo? This team is bad. This team is really bad. Konosuba's fine, but I would recommend, if you're going to use the Konosuba characters, take Aqua off the fucking team. And Megumin, even, she is useless, but you have her 6'6", so you should have more luck than most people. But these 2 characters gotta go. Like, straight up, Aqua is shit on the Konosuba setup, and Escanor is a useless character. You're not doing champion with those 2 characters. Okay. I think your last team, I'm assuming, is that solo leveling comp that is ugly as hell, right? Yeah, no, this ain't working. 288, yeah, so you're not doing champion, but again, like, you don't need to. I guess you can go up to master, but yeah, fuck no, this is bad. You, my friend, should probably take this whole team down, because you're gonna put him on your Konosuba team. That's just how it's gonna go. Darkness, him, and then like a solid human setup with Megumin. You will be clearing that side with ease. You have Tristan. I don't know why you're not using him, but Tristan's gonna be on this team instead. So this whole team's gonna go away. I'll be honest. This is gonna be a Tristan setup. The one in the middle is gonna be your Konosuba setup with Darkness. She is still a very valiant unit. And if you really want to use that character so much, if you have Nauseans, I'll fix that. But this team right here is just an abomination to this Season 0 arena. I'll be completely honest with you for like a split second, okay? So instead of this shit, we're gonna go ahead and give you, we're gonna remove him. Oh well, actually, no, you just can't run King of the End. It's not gonna happen because you don't have a 4th slot character for this team. You could technically put Lancelot on this team, which he will probably be the better scenario than using Sid, because Sid's gonna go somewhere else for sure. But like easily 314. Now you have to just make the fucking gear. But no, this team would be infinitely better than the team you just currently had. So you can honestly keep that team. That's fine. You can keep it. But for this team, you're adding fucking. See, you have her, but you're gonna add Sid over here. Jesus, I can't speak. You're putting Sid and Sung Ji-woo on this side. You're putting them over here. Because Sid, I get it, he's an infect character just like Sung, but these two work really well together. It's just that simple. And 309, that's easy. You can, like, I can tell this dude has no, like, good gear. And then Aqua's not Aqua, but I don't know. Do you have triple defense on fucking Darkness? Wait, am I stupid? No, you just don't have it. You are. Yeah, you are for CC purposes. And then make her attack rolls, and then that's 320 right there. Yeah, what are we doing? And then this is just the easier team. Aqua's not going to be on this team because Aqua's going to go on your Goddess team for Tristan. These 3 teams should no diff it pretty simply. And that's even at this level, right? So if you're a real hoarder, you should be able to make all 3 of these teams work relatively quickly. So you got to make sure you put them in the right slots too, because that does matter a decent amount. So, you know, Tristan there. No, not Tristan. Mael goes here. Where is your Mael? There he goes. And then there he goes. There's your teams. These, and then you need to build these up for sure. Your Sario doesn't seem to have any real gear. But yeah, these are going to be your 3 teams for Hero Arena Champion. You should just easily build them up. And you have a day to do it, but I wish you luck. And if you can't do Champion, just do Master. At least you should be able to no diff all of them with those 3 teams. Except for this first one. Again, I don't think fairies are good. They're not that great. So if this, if this team doesn't work out, then you might just be cooked. Because this Hero Arena is super power crept, and you need to have like a good team that's able to no diff Lancelot, Mazino, and Sung Ji-woo, and there aren't that many characters that can do that, and you don't have them. Because if you had LR Brunhild, you can run her. If you had LR Gloxinia, LR Helbram, you can take them on this team instead of Lancelot and make this team incredibly more tanky. If you had Scold, you can run that team, but you don't. If you had Demon Comp, you can run that team, but you're missing 2 of the units, and you don't have LR Cusack. So genuinely speaking, you only have 2 good teams for this season specifically. Because this season sucked. It really did. It was a bitch. But yeah, you're just going to have to make do with what you got. And probably make Team 1, or the first statue, the one of the teams. Because remember, Hero Arena was nerfed. You don't need one team to do all 3. You can use multiple teams. So with the fairy team, you should be able to clear the first one easy. The second one should be easy. The third one's going to be a little bit of a pain, but it should work. You will lose on this 4th team, and then just switch to another team. As long as you guarantee kill someone on team 4 to the point where you can use whatever team you want and go first, you should be fine clearing this floor with 2 teams. Like, easily. So, just try to work on that, and then I think you'll be okay. Because, again, this Hero Arena is fucked. It is. It is. It really is. Especially for low CC. It's not fun. So, yeah. That's for Hero Arena. For your Demon King battle, however, I think I already see the issue here. And that was because you don't have Gother built. And you said you only do hard difficulty, by the way, for the people in the back that were wondering. So this is what you're running? Yeah, you're definitely doing hard difficulty. Okay. I think I can fix this for sure. Let me see. Do you have Grace? Let's see. You don't have Jovial Grace. Ooh, okay. Okay, that's fine. Do you have Kizuna? You don't even have Kizuna. How you gonna say you summon or collabs, but you don't have half the collab characters? Do you have Naofumi? You don't have Shield Hero characters at all. Do you have Mozzie? No. Okay, brother, you didn't summon on shit. Let me look at these collab characters, because now I'm just actually confused. Who do you have? Nobody. You have Cocytus. Cocytus is good, but you know, it's fine, whatever. It's not gonna do much. But you do have Cha, and you do have Darkness, so you can technically run that weird team if you ever came up to it. So I guess you're gonna have to like, excuse me, run old reliable here. And when I mean old reliable, I mean old reliable. You're gonna need God Melee. Oh my fucking god, you don't have God Melee. Nigga, what do you summon on? The collabs apparently. You don't have God Melee, so like, you can technically use Escanor, I guess, instead of God Melee. It's just gonna be a lot more of a bitch to pull off. Let me see here. Yeah, we're gonna give you King of the End. Do you have Green King? Please tell me you have Green King. Yes, you do. So you're gonna want to build him. Oh, I'm using the wrong character. Wait, I'm using the wrong DN. My stupid ass. Okay, you need LR DN or Valentine DN. Valentine DN is technically better, so you're gonna use Valentine DN. You're gonna use Escanor or King. Actually, nah. I changed my mind. I think you have a better chance with unknowns. We're gonna give you unknowns. Yeah. We're gonna give you the Red Freyr. Please tell me you have Red Freyr. Yep, you gotta build him up. We're gonna give you Albedo. You do have Albedo. She's pretty good. We're gonna give you Nanashi, because we're gonna give you the hyper carried Albedo setup. And then we're gonna give your last one, which is Cocytus, which you do have. Thank God you do. So this team right here is super hyper carry. It's old, but it's still reliable. The Demon King hasn't been nerfed, hasn't been buffed. It's the same shit. So there's different teams, different ways to win. There's multiple ways to do that. This is gonna be your team. Link wise, you're gonna give her Sario, the red one, the one that crits, and then everyone else just needs survivability. So yeah, just give your worst character Tarmiel, which is probably gonna be Freyr. I imagine, unless you have his relic, which you should have his relic. If you don't, I don't think you do though. I'm pretty sure you don't. And then those are fine, whatever. Your team B, however, shouldn't be that much of a thing, duly because it's extremely easy to do it with that team. You won't need a team B with that Albedo comp. So genuinely, you know, just for like helping you with rules, I guess, you don't have LR Escanor. I would say LR Escanor, but you don't have him. So let's just give you this one. Unless you want to go get LR Escanor somehow. Yeah, I don't believe that's going to happen. Then Arthur, and then Zenari. Not Zenari, you don't need Zenari. Let's do Roxy. Oh, she's level 60? Okay. And then we can do Kizuna. Oh. Alright, you don't have Kizuna. Yeah, okay, our second team is just going to be a bunch of bullshit then. You can definitely run something else though. I just gotta look around. Like, the Cha setup would work, but you just don't have the taunt unit. You need a human taunt and you don't have them. Well, you do actually. You have the fucking Darkness. Darkness is a bit of RNG though. That's the problem with her. When you run Darkness and on the Cha Giga Push team, and you don't have Jovial Grace, and you do have Nazim, I think, right? Yeah. Why is he not built? I don't know. But you don't have Jovial Grace, so you're gonna have to like make do with some other random ass human that can buff, which aren't that many to come by because you're missing both of them. Yeah. I mean, I guess you could use Easton. Technically you can use Easton, but I wouldn't recommend it. No, you're just cooked for your other character here. You're just gonna have to run someone like Sigurd, I guess. I don't know exactly. Or Sid for debuff cards. Cause you don't have a buff card actually. You need someone with a buff card. But again, this team is irrelevant because your team A should be able to just no diff it. So just put whatever the fuck you want back here. It's never gonna see the light of day unless you just don't know how to run the team comp perfectly. So yeah, honestly, just use Zenari. Yeah, use the blue one. She has a buff. This is gonna be your team, and then whatever links you want. But this is gonna be your main team. You need to bail these characters out, and it'll no diff it easy. And last but not least, let's go ahead and slide over to your creature nest teams. What am I looking at here? Let me look at your holy relics so far. 5, 6, 3, 2, 2. You do have a Needhogger relic in your inventory, so I recommend building Freya. 100%. You need to build her because she's the reason Needhogger is good or easy to do. But you got Tristan, 6'6", and he is a good team for Needhogger, but I still think that team involves Freya. So yes, just build Freya's relic with that free token, and now we can see what's going on here. This team is fine. This is the team I run. This team is perfectly fine. You can no diff floor 4. You just have to run it. It's consistent. You don't need to change it that much. This team, however, you don't have green hell, but you do have tier, right? You do have tier, right? The green one, yeah. Build green tier. You're gonna use Thor. You're gonna use Jormungandr. The green one, I mean, and then you're gonna use Freyr. So now you have 2 reasons to build Freyr. But that's your 4-4 team. It hasn't changed. It won't change for a while. And even if you get hell, tier is just better for it. So use tier, build tier. Skull and Heidi, super easy content, just AoE heavy. I don't know what the fuck I'm looking at here, but if you want to use a demon comp, I mean, go for it, I guess. You can just throw Tristan on it, have a fun time, bro. You can 100% clear it with this team. I believe in you. And the Needhogger is your goddesses. So I don't know the comp for Tristan specifically, but I think his goal is to replace Mael on the goddess comp. I don't know for sure. I could be wrong. Someone is gonna have to like replay that for me in the comments. But your team's gonna be Liz, Red, Margaret, because she's just really good. Unless he replaces Margaret, he has a Pierce card, or yeah, he technically has a Pierce card, so he could replace Margaret. But Margaret has a Stancil Cans. Yep, that's how I said. And then your last one would be Freya. I genuinely don't know the comp though. I haven't looked into the new like Tristan comp yet, so it'll be the red one as well. So this should work. This should work. I don't know though. Don't hold me to it. And then last but not least, your Ratatoskr. You just don't have a comp for it. You're missing Blue Valenti. She's hyper important for this. So if you don't have Blue Valenti, there's just no replacement for her. So you're just not gonna be able to do Rat for a while. You can low-key do it with the demon comp, but again, you don't have it. You can low-key do it with a weird comp with Tristan, but you won't be able to do all 3 floors. You can do like floor 1 at least, because floor 1 is relatively simple. You might be able to do floor 2. You're not doing floor 3 with like a goddess comp, but I don't know what that is either, so I can't really help you there. But yeah, you don't have the teams for it, so I wouldn't even recommend doing Ratatoskr in this lifetime. So yeah, other than that, I think that helps you out with all 3 categories, so you get your extra 3 points there. And overall, that puts you at, let's get a little bit of a quote-unquote drum roll, 39 points. That's not horrible. Like I said, your account's not bad. You just have the wrong units, like 6'6", and it's also like you have a lot of PvP potential, but you don't play PvP. And then when it comes to PvE, I mean, you're just missing like very important characters. Like, you need to build Gother for sure. If you had Kizuna, I would say that. If you had Bam, I would 100% build him over anyone else. But you just don't have these really important PvE characters for some reason. But that's fine. It is what it is. We all have different struggles in this game. So, that's going to be the video. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you on the next one. Peace, and have a wonderful rest of your day.